Hello chickies and welcome to the Fully Booked Penguin channel. I am Hannah and today we're doing like a weekend vlog. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. I just need a video and it's not quite mid-year freak out tag and anything else time. So we're just gonna do a bit of reading. I do have an outing tomorrow. It's technically a long weekend. But we're hoping to do some reading. I am currently reading a non-fiction, which is anyway, it's a Claude Monet book, and it's a collection of articles, excerpts of journals and that sort of thing, as well as pictures of his artwork. Anyway, I am reading that, but that's for a different vlog. Technically, I'm filming this at midday, so I've already filmed a few clips. And so we did that this morning, and we went for a walk. So that brings us to our decisions now, which I was trying to decide what my goal is for this weekend. And I've decided we are going to try and read. Well, I've started this one. I'm only 36 pages into it, so it's not like I'm flying. But it's a shorter middle grade book, so it should be easy to complete this weekend. I have 200 pages left. And that is Trixie Belden and the Mystery of Glen Road by Campbell. It's a middle grade mystery, of course. And so currently there's a bit of a storm. It got off to a rough start because there's a bit of misogynistic comments by Trixie's brothers in this, which was definitely a bit strange to come across. I was like, oh, definitely doesn't make them likable, that's for sure, but it is, it's an old book. I think we're going to try and finish this one for almost, but another one that I'm probably more interested in complete. I really, ever since I swapped locations for my little videos, I keep getting distracted by traffic moving past. There's a lot of strange happenings in our neighborhood, and I happen to sit here and watch whenever I'm doing a video. Anyway, a more interesting book that I'm looking forward to. I mean, I usually love Trixie Belden, but it's just getting off to a pretty slow start, and the mystery itself isn't super intriguing this time around. And so I think that's affecting it. It's not like it's a huge adventure. It's a poacher is in the area, and you pretty much know who the poacher is right from chapter 2, which you might not as a kid. As I say, I loved them as a kid, but I don't think I read this one as a kid either. But anyway, I'm going to be, I think it's aitommylove. Aitommylove is the author. Anyway, she has her debut illustrated novel, The Princess and the Blade, and this is book 1 of this series she's creating. But she only has one out currently, but I wanted to read it. So we have that one, and all the way through there are little illustrations. I believe in the book they're more prevalent. There's more of them in the paperback version, but I have the Kindle Unlimited version just so I can read it and make my decision from there. But I read the prologue and I really am enjoying it. We're following a princess whose parents have gone missing, and so she has this guard show up as well who has no emotions or doesn't react. So we're going to investigate them as they try to save the kingdom from something or other, probably, or track down her parents. One of the two. It's a slow burn YA princess and knight romance novel. But yeah, so there's 388 pages, but some of them are pretty much full page illustrations. And yeah, the prologue was very interesting. I quite liked it. So we're going to read that one as well. I mean, who knows if we're going to get through both of them. But I don't really have any other plans. I need to do my chapter of writing for the week, which I might do now since I've got the spot at my computer warmed, to be honest. I do have a notepad somewhere where I've started writing the chapter for this week anyway, so we might go and do that. Might grab ourselves an iced drink, but it's pretty cool, so I don't really feel like moving much. I did do my makeup because I felt like I looked like a truck had hit me, and you know, self-esteem issues we all have at some point in our lives. Well, some don't. Lucky sods. And so, yeah, I did my makeup. That's the intro. I may not have full energy this weekend just because I'm a little all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing with my channel, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I like filming and I like uploading. But who knows if anyone else does care, other than my local friend. Hopefully by doing some things I love, I can gather some energy, but I also have been taking melatonin to get to sleep because it's meant to, well, my doctor was so that I could actually get some sleep and not keep dreaming and having nightmares. And just sleep through the night, but it doesn't seem to be working for me. That's a dun-dun for that try of curing me, but I mean, we're not going to cure me. It's a chronic illness, but it was a try, a worthwhile try. But we're going to, go and do some writing now. Probably listen to some music. I might put We Go 6 in a CCTV on the other screen as I write. We'll see. They're the 2 books I plan on reading, and I have an outing tomorrow, and yeah. Alrighty, let us proceed then. I'm currently reading Trixie Belden, and pretty much everything has just been a storm so far. Like a hurricane. That's all there's been. And it's still going. They're going to talk about repairs now. And then we'll see. It's still boring. They're just talking about preparing for the thing and the fact that all the trees are going to be pulled up. Oh, and there's no school. There's no school for the day. How fun is that? Maybe I'm just in the wrong mood to be reading this book. Reading in general, though, to be fair. I mean, it's a sad day when your non-fiction book is far more intriguing than your fiction book. But this book has been on my TBR for so long. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do this. How many chapters are there? 20 chapters. I've read 3. So 17 chapters. If I read a chapter and then watch some reels and then read another chapter, I will get through this. I will. Anytime Bobby was given something to eat which he didn't like, the Belden's beautiful but harum scarum Irish settler was called in to lick the plate or bowl clean. Mums was the only member of the household who was not aware of this scheme, and was surprised when Bobby was frequently complained of hunger such a short while after supposedly finishing a huge meal. Doesn't sound like a mother. My mother knew. She knew stuff. And we were very sneaky, I felt. But she knew. It's just she let us get away with it sometimes. You know, if it wasn't hurting anyone, she'd just let it go. I feel like this is the same with this situation in the book. I feel it is the same thing. Mothers know. They tend to know. And supposedly the mother made these bread, butter, peanut butter, and jam. So peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which are the Crabapple Farm specials. And I'm like, no, she just knew that her kids were hungry, so she didn't think. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading. I'm gonna continue the reads and then break every now and then to watch a video or message back my friend. Supposedly my bestie is going to, or is reading my book right now, or should be reading it soon. So the final part. So hopefully that happens, and then I get the full review tomorrow. Did I tell you that my I don't know why we're doing it. Did I tell you that my mother read the second draft of book 2? She did. So other than a few little changes, she was intrigued. So that's good. So now I have to go through line edits for that one. Oh, I did finish the chapter for today, or for this week, by the way. I feel like next week's is going to be a bit more brain power needed. Because I know what I want to achieve, but I don't know how to achieve it. Like, I've got no notes. A complete number of 0 notes. So it's all going to have to come up. I can't drag any across. So that's going to happen. That's the update. We'll see if I update again shortly. But here's the thing, I don't have the greatest camera. So, like, that looks really close to me by my eyes, right? But on camera, it looks like it's 12 weeks away. But it's a boob. I can zoom in a bit more. But it becomes a pixel, see? As previously ascertained, I have a chronic illness. So, we had a great day yesterday, me and my brother, but I am now paying the dues, the toll, for using that route. So we're having a bed day, and I'm reading Trixie Belden. Look, a lot's been happening. I've got under 100 pages to go in it. And, there's So here's the thing, Mart and Brian and the boys keep calling Trixie a squaw and calling her lazy and all that sort of stuff. And the thing is, while they're calling her all these names, she's getting this ring that Jim gave her a while ago, this diamond ring, from the bank. But in order to get it from the bank, get her father to get it from the bank, she pretends to be in love with Honey's cousin, who is a trash person. And so she's like, oh, he's coming for Thanksgiving, I should dress up and I really want that jewelry. And so the father eventually caves and gives her the ring, and she takes it to the store owner nearby who has Brian's car, which Brian was going to get, but he then took the $50 that they were going to use for the car to pay off the repairs for the clubhouse. And so Trixie wants to give the ring to the store owner as like insurance, so he'll hold on to the car until they can earn $50. And the way they're going to earn $50 is to cover the gameskeeper role for a week for the $50. So they're in line to do that. And there's a poacher going around as well. And anyway, so they're bagging her out the whole time she's doing this really special thing, except she's being dishonest about it. And I'm just confused why it's the case. They seem to do everything a roundabout way. Plus, Honey is really annoying in this one. I thought she'd gathered some guts in the previous couple of books, but she's just out of it. Oh, and Ben, the guy she has a crush on, he's no good. But then they're like, oh wait, we can invite Di, our good friend and fellow club member, to Thanksgiving, and she's really pretty, so maybe Ben will like her. And then you can act all heartbroken, but she'll also keep cousin, employed on wing her instead. They aren't telling Di any of this. Di is just falling for that, and Honey's like, yeah, but he's really handsome, so Di and he will get along. I'm like, what? You're just dumping this sod on your friend? That is not supportive girl behavior. It's definitely a weird one, this one. Definitely not a favorite. Here's the thing, they're always bagging Trixie out in this series, and I didn't recall them ever bagging out Trixie this much. But on a reread, they really pick on the poor girl. And no one ever believes Trixie. It's ridiculous. Trixie needs a new group of friends and brothers, is what I'm trying to say. The poor girl. I'm also not crying about the book, by the way. I'm just tired. Exhausted. Anyway, they're all in hot water. None of them are likable at the moment. Trixie's just doing weird stuff. But it sort of makes sense because no one ever acts like she's trustworthy. Trixie is always rash and dumb and doesn't know how to put a sentence together. If she told her parents, they should be like, oh yeah, that's a really nice thing you're doing. Let's go together to ensure that happens. But she's constantly being berated, so of course she doesn't trust them either. I'm going to put on some music and I'm going to focus on finishing this book. And I'll check in afterwards. Howdy, do you like this angle? I don't. It is now Monday, and let's just say nothing's been happening. It's currently 12:30, and I have lain in bed. I mean, a new banner for Love and Deep Space released, so I did, of course, do all those shenanigans for the day, but otherwise I've been doing a whole lot of nothing. I also updated my friend with some screenshots. But otherwise, yesterday, the only time I updated you, I was reading this. And I have to admit to something. And that is, I was wrong. I got the mystery completely wrong. And I would just like to defend myself by saying that's because there was no mystery. I was expecting a mystery and it never happened. So this is my least favourite book in the entire series so far, and from what I remember. I never read this book, and I feel like I wasn't missing anything by not reading it. When I first was going through this series in my youth, I did not read number 5. So I'm there thinking, okay, how are they going to bring some mystery into this? Because this is just pretty much following Trixie as she hides things and acts, and then her brothers are sexist. And that's it, really. There's nothing, there's parties, and there's a lot of talk about the weather. And a lot of talk about don't go off tracks because you will get lost. Except that they never really got lost. They always found their way back to a track, which is the whole point of having these tracks. So I was coming up with a bad guy, like villain, that we had to catch. I thought there would be the villain who they suspected, and then the actual villain. But there was no actual villain. No crime took place. 0 crimes. The crime was luring me into thinking that a middle grade mystery book would be a mystery when it wasn't. To continue on with my great planning, i.e. not great planning, I was going to continue reading The Princess and the Blade today. I'm not going to finish it by the time this video needs to go up. So I am considering just abandoning this video. But yes, Princess and the Blade requires reading. However, do I organise myself? Excuse the planes going overhead. It's probably MCing. Apple boy. I didn't plan. And so I got up and I'm like, yeah, let's read. And then I looked at all my batteries. Battery on my phone, battery on my iPad-y thingy. Both are dead. That's why we're filming here, because my phone is currently plugged in because it was on 5%. So I'm currently cooking lunch, and then in the meantime I'm going to read From a Knight to a Lady, I think is the manhwa. So we're going to read that outside in the sun while we eat lunch and while we wait for my thing to charge so I can read the actual book I said I was going to read this weekend, and then ended up crashing, which we knew I was going to crash off Saturday because I did something. I left the house. Shock horror. Should know better. So we'll see if I can add anything interesting to this vlog. Otherwise it might just be a very short Trixie Belden reading vlog. But I also have, while I'm outside, I might read some more. I didn't read any yesterday, so I am behind on my Claude Monet giant book. But that is part of a different vlog. So I don't really talk about it because it's a different vlog that's up and coming, you know? And I don't want to spoil you on that wonderful vlog that hopefully comes together. I've got to film a whole heap of stuff. But that's not happening today. This was meant to be a weekend vlog. And all I did was sleep or lay in bed zoned out to the entire world. Hopefully the manhwa gets me in the reading mood so then I can transfer to The Princess and the Blade. That's the plan. So I'm here and I'm going to get it done. Watch me. Otherwise this is going to be a very short, boring vlog. And I apologize for that. Okay, I have devoured the book. I did make a little mistake, so I'm going to have to sticky tape a certain bit together because I thought 2 pages were like not cut and so they were stuck together. It turns out that was the design. Because they've got a couple of pages that are fold out. And I didn't realize that. So as soon as I'd done it, I was like, that's weird. That's weird. Why is his shoulder over there? Like, what a weird design. It's because it's not meant to. It's meant to fold out. But I own up to my mistakes. And now that I know not to do that. Well, I finished reading the first volume. I'm really enjoying it. It's a bit of mystery at the moment. A lot of shenanigans happening. I'll have to see what shenanigans they get up to. She has wielded a couple of daggers, so that's good. The male lead is rude as heck, and then he's like, oh, the lady is so rude. And I'm like, look at the pot calling the kettle black. It's all I'm saying. She just reacts when he's rude. And yet he's like, oh, why is she so rude? Not the sharpest tool in the shed, obviously. Zedekiah, his name is. I still find her name, Lucifella, to be amusing. Her knight name is Estelle. Did I tell you what it's about? She's a knight, female knight. She's betrayed, stabbed. She wakes up as Lucifella, who is the daughter of a duke, I believe. Oh, sorry. A wealthy count, which I think is the Empress's family. Empress's brother? That makes Lucifella like cousins with the other bloke. which I think she did mention. Anyway, like the Crown Prince, not the male lead. She's not related in any way to the male lead. I believe he's a duke. So maybe they are related distantly. I'm not sure. Because their in-laws probably further apart than most nobles. And so she wakes up and she's like, oh, wow, why am I a weak lady? Let me gain some stamina and figure out what the heck is going on. And so she sometimes gets a few like insights into Lucifer's memories, but not really. But I really enjoyed it. It was a 5-star experience. Completely confused, but we are finding it very cool. So now I think the next volume is on my wish list, but I do not own the next volume. But there you go. Another series I am interested in collecting. Not that I really need more books to collect, to be honest. So I think it probably has been long enough for me to read the other book. It is hot in the sun. As in, I feel like I'm going to get burnt. Will I? Dunno. I will have to sticky tape that page. I accidentally ruined it. I don't want to talk about it. So I'm gonna go fetch that thing. Maybe a snack. Maybe a sneaky snack. Fruit or chips is my option. There's a lot of outside noises in the outdoors. And, what can you do? The lighting is terrible. However, we are here to make ourselves a fruit salad because my parents took a fruit salad with them. Did they leave me any? No. However, they did leave ingredients behind. So, banana, mandarin, pineapple, kiwi fruit, grapes. So that's gonna be our fruit salad. Starting with a banana. Now, most would do the banana last because, well, banana browns, right? But as we've established, I go against the status quo. And therefore, I'm doing banana first. And then we're gonna spray some lemon juice over it. And then do the rest of the fruit. Am I gonna put some ice cream with it? Maybe. Half a cup of lemon juice. A selection of grapes, which I will be washing. Fruit salad. I never know the song, like whether it's like pretty much the hot potato song. The only problem with these mandarins is they've got this weird hard center, and it's really inconvenient for the eating of. I could yap about We Go 6. We Go 6, they had like a dance competition last night. I mean, to be fair, the system was completely overloaded. What I think should have happened was that the system should have only counted single emojis, and whoever was dancing, that's the only emoji that counted for anything. But instead it was like at any moment you could vote for you could put the emoji in for any of the members and it counted. And so there may have been some favorites or some spamming for Campbell. And then my poor lad's votes, which there were tons of, just didn't really get counted. But to be fair, they were all happy-dappy. They're bandmates. They don't really care. I mean, Shu might have been pouting a little bit, but we all know Shu? We all know he's like leading him. He pouts really well, but he's not really that hurt overall. By the time I make this fruit salad, the sun will have gone down. Through no fault of my own. It is only almost 3 p.m. So it's more Winter's fault. That's oh, that could be used to stab people. Not that I think about stabbing people very often, just so you know. I mean, I can't say that I never think about stabbing, because I'm an author. And so sometimes swords are wielded, and sometimes people die. But most of the time it's political intrigue. Mother said that my books are kind of mystery books. As in, you're trying to figure out what's going on. You can figure it out because I leave clues, but also, it may be my childhood of mystery books, but I like a little smidge of mystery, a little bit of problem solving, you know? Fruit salad. Ooh. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy fruit salad. I got it! I remembered. I look like an insane person. It's okay. Okay. I have a fully charged thing. ready to go read The Princess and the Blade. Whether I finish it in this vlog, who knows? But we will be wrapping up in a couple of hours for the vlog, so probably not. I don't think I have the talent to read 300 and something pages in 2 hours. Hello, I'm here to check in, finish up this little vlog. I didn't complete the other book. I think we got another, we got to 54. So, just less than 40 pages read. And I was distracted that whole time. I put on Yearner of the Dawn as background noise and ended up just staring at Huck the entire time. Have I seen that show? Or at least the first 5 episodes? Multiple times, yes. Yes, I have. And every time I'm just like, look at that lad. And of course, Yona is pretty cool too. I'm not up to Blue Dragon yet in the anime, so I wasn't staring at him. But anyway, let's just say I failed at that endeavor too. Pretty much this vlog is just me failing at my endeavors. 40-ish pages read of that one, so that's going well. It started off really, really good, and then it slowed. It's like we put on the brakes and slowed down so much. So now it feels like nothing is happening. But we did just run into our male lead again, so hopefully things pick up again. But yeah, that's been my sleepy little long weekend. And now I just have to go edit it. In these reading vlogs, or these vlogs, I always say that I have to get so much done in it, because otherwise it's boring. But like, in reality, people don't really read that many books in 3 days. Especially not with chronic fatigue. So really it's a self-applied pressure, because you're in the booktube, bookstagram community, and you're like, oh well, I gotta actually show some content. But really, do you have to? No. And sure, if I was getting paid and it was my job, clearly you want to get through more books. I'd be signed up to do like ARC reviews and things like that, where you get the copy in order to do the review, so you have to be more mindful and on the job kind of thing. But I'm not. I just do it for fun. So I need to stop pressuring myself. But I also judge myself pretty harshly. I'm like, why would anyone care? But really, in the grand scheme of things, why would anyone care about anything anyone posts on the internet? But sometimes chronic illness life it's not exciting. I don't think anyone has ever accused a chronic illness girlie of having a exciting life. Especially when it's like they crash and have to stay in bed and sleep, or their brain just switches off. We're just out here living life. And I happen to read a couple of books every now and then. And I sometimes make a fruit salad. And I sometimes go out for a day and then pay for it the next few days. Which is the only thing, if I try to do a weekend vlog, I can't be leaving the house. Which makes it less exciting, because I can't leave unless I plan on doing it at the end of my vlog, where I go out at the end and then you don't have to see me afterwards, because where I've just used all my energy, you don't see the crash afterwards. Whereas this time I did the big activity on the second day, so then you got just crashed. It's tough out there, folks. It truly is very tough. But anyway, we've done a little vlog, and we're learning to accept our mediocrity. We're learning to accept our limitations and be happy and content within those limitations. I feel I'm not going to be a emotional speaker. What is it? A delusional speaker. A encouragement speaker. Motivational speaker. I don't think I'm going to be a motivational speaker anytime soon. But on that note, I am going to be geology. So, I hope your weekend, your days have been good. And I shall see you in the next, hopefully more, succinct interesting vlog video tag, whatever is up next. And I shall see you all the next time. Until then, peace!
T26